Oh, hi. Hello, everybody. Wow. Long day, huh? Oh, boy. Yeah. Happy Tuesday, I guess. Boy. Wow. Yeah. Long day, long day. Very long day. Let me wash my hands real quick. Uh, uh, yeah, let's relax a little bit. Wow. Whew. Wow. Ugh. So why is such a long day? Well, I mean, in the job, yeah, I got a regular hour, 5 o'clock, but after work, I came home and started writing, right, for about 2.5 hours, about 5 to 6 pages. Yeah, this metaphysics paper, okay. And I got caught up, right? All the previous ideas we discussed, yeah, it's been already written. Well, not all. Okay, there's some left, which is in my notes. But oh my goodness, it feels like I've been running for 2 hours, brain running, right? Concept to another, next concept that we covered here. It's like running 1 mile after another mile, next mile, next mile, next mile. Yeah, it's yeah. But I got it done. Okay, we kind of caught up. Whew. Then earlier today, in my spare time, yeah, I kind of formulated another metaphysical equation, ideological subscription equation. That's something I'm gonna write tomorrow. Okay, and today or tomorrow I'll share that with you. Uh, it's pretty neat. Wow. But yeah, let's take a break from this metaphysical metaphysics paper, right? Yeah, let's just relax. Yeah, to tell you something about movie I watched last night. Uh, it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Okay, so I enjoyed watching that movie. Yeah, the Mr. Chevy Chase. I didn't like him very much when I first saw him. He was in the music video of Paul Simon's "Call Me Al." Okay, his performance there in that music video was kind of sketchy and not very well performed. So I didn't regard him highly as a comedian. I didn't. But it was recommended to me this National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, probably written by uh, or produced by Mr. None other than John Hughes. Right? So I watched it. And it was good, and I was very satisfied with Mr. Chevy Chase's performance. Yeah, Saturday Night Live back in the days, 1980s, right? Yeah, his performance was good. Okay, then I realized maybe Mr. Jim Carrey, by watching Mr. Chevy Chase's movie, he kind of learned. emulated, imitated Mr. Chevy Chase's acting style. It's like this high pressured facial expression, like and hold it for statically hold that facial frozen facial expression for a while without moving or jerking. Very cartoonish kind of yeah. It could have been Mr. Chevy Chase's invention. That I don't know. Okay. But my guess is that yeah, Mr. Jim Carrey, he kind of learned from Mr. Chevy Chase's acting style, like facial expression, by watching his movies. That would be my guess. Okay. Because I noticed some similarity between some scenes in this National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Dumb and Dumber. There's some similar scenes. Yeah. What scene? Yeah, I mean, like a beautiful lady kind of exposing part of her leg, kind of upper leg, lower torso by lifting the skirt. Okay, that scene. Okay, in Jim Carrey's Dumb and Dumber and Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation. Okay, so I don't think that was coincidental. Okay, so yeah, and also the facial expression, acting style, like high pressure muscle, facial muscle, and freeze, like okay, yeah, that kind of Chevy Chase's acting style. I think Mr. Jim Carrey learned from Mr. Chevy Chase by watching his movie. That would be my guess. Okay. I used to be an actor, so I can kind of tell the acting crafts, and I can kind of tell. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of getting cold. Let me turn on the heater. Give me 1 second, okay? Yeah. So I haven't finished watching that movie, Christmas Vacation, but watched the rest of the movie today after this episode, eating my dinner. And well, happy Veterans Day tomorrow. Hmm? Yeah. So yeah, I get my day off tomorrow. So yeah, yeah, I'll be at home, of course. I'll just keep riding. But tomorrow morning, before I start riding, I will come back here and show you the newest metaphysical equation that I came up with earlier today. Okay. Yeah. That one took me a while to figure out. Yeah, yesterday I kind of struggled, right? Yeah, but I think I got it right this time. So yeah, and the end product, I'm very satisfied with it. Yeah, it took me a while also to figure that out, but it's done. Okay, so it's about ideological subscription equation. Okay, so metaphysical equation. So kind of like decision equation. Okay, this person, whether this person decide to subscribe to this ideology or not, is Boolean equation. Yes or no, right? That kind of stuff. We'll go over it like tomorrow. Okay, because tonight my brain is saturated and I cannot talk about metaphysics anymore tonight because I've been writing for 2.5 hours. So then what do we do today in this episode? Uh so we talked about the movie, right? Maybe we'll do some stories. I don't know. We'll see. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? Uh, Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, I was making sure my zipper is closed. Anyway, so let's talk about politics, sorry. But before that, let me look up something. Behemoth. Isn't it some dinosaur mentioned in Bible? Behemoth. Yeah, it is. Because I mentioned that in my paper just now. Let me get some Tums. Excuse me. Ah, boy. Yeah, I've been drinking whiskey, so. Yeah. If I may, let me do some social media and some vocal rest. So I'm just sitting back, unwinding. Yeah. Yeah. So politics, yeah, I read in the news that President Trump is fighting. Well, it's expected. He's a fighter. I kind of like that. Okay, so he told his agents, government agencies, "Hey, no transition team yet because it's not over yet. So do not cooperate with VP Biden transition team, not yet." So I kind of like that. Why? It's entertaining. To me, politics is about entertainment. Okay. Well, if I'm not in the office, yeah, when I voted in the general election like week ago, yeah, I voted for two people running for same seat. Why? Because I like them both. Okay, so yeah, my vote didn't count. Why? Because the voting machine they detected some irregularity because I voted for two people running for the same seat. So they asked me, election workers, volunteers, fantastic people. Okay, they gave me a chance to vote again, and I said no. Yeah, I cannot choose between two friends of mine. So yeah, and then they said, yeah, well then we have to discard shred this vote ballot. And I said, oh, no problem, that's fine. Then what point of me voting for two people, knowing that it's going to be invalid ballot? Well, if they ask me, hey, did you vote for me, my friend? I said, yeah, I would say yes because I did. Because I don't want to lie to them. Okay. And also, yeah, I did want to. It's kind of like performance art, kind of ritualistic gesture. I wanted to vote for them. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So to me, like election well, politics, to me, it's like more like entertainment, ritualistic thingy. So when President Trump is fighting, still fighting, when he lost by big margin, yeah, there could be some voter frauds here and there, but I think he still lost. Okay. Because he lost by big margin. He lost Pennsylvania. Can you believe that? He lost Georgia, and he lost Wisconsin, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona. He lost too many states, so he lost by very big margin by very multiple states. So I don't think he has any chance of winning. But he's still fighting, and it's very entertaining, right? It's not giving it up. Just like the movie Big with James Dean, and James Dean is the beat up, and he's still fighting. He's drunk too. He's still fighting, right? He's never giving up. Very entertaining. Okay, so who was the his once friend, his opponent who beat him up? James Dean, Gregory Peck, I guess. Right? But James Dean is fell to the ground, to the floor, and he's drunk. He got beat up, but he's still fighting, right? Yeah, President Trump is kind of like that. I would love to see him on television after he lost the election, but I'm not sure if he have ever been on camera since the election defeat. I don't know, but I'd love to see him on TV. Okay, I want to see his facial expression. Yeah, it's entertaining. He's still fighting, right? Very entertaining. But hey, who knows? Maybe he wins some court cases and maybe some recounting. Hey, no one knows, okay? But chance is very slim, though. Yeah. But a lot of Republicans are backing him. Huh? How about me? I just enjoy watching him fighting, like pugilists, boxing, right? Martial art match, whatever. It's very entertaining. I like watching that, so it's entertaining. So yeah, I want to see him continue to fight like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm not worried about BP Biden being the elected president next year because he has been giving speeches, and I heard it in the radio. He seemed to be quite moderate. Okay, so I don't think he's going to mandate masking in the federal national level. I don't think so. So I think I can still run without wearing mask. That was my only concern. Okay, to be honest with you. Yeah, southern border wall, his policy, climate change, anti-climate change policy, it doesn't really affect me. All right, not really. But because I'm a runner, when I run, I don't want to wear a mask. Okay, that was my only concern. Okay, that would really impact me, affect me. Okay? But listening to some part of his speeches, yeah, it seems like he's not going to mandate it nationally. Even if he does, I'm in Alaska. There are a lot of parks where there is just nobody. Okay, maybe I bring mask and put it in my pocket. Okay, but there are a lot of parks in Alaska, not too far away from this place, in and about this town. Yeah, there are a lot of hiking trails where there's just nobody. There, I can run without masking because there's nobody around outdoors. There's nobody. So then there I can run without wearing mask. Yeah, I may have to drive maybe 10, 20 minutes extra. No problem. Okay. Yeah, not a problem. Let's take 5 minutes break, okay? Yeah, just laid back, unwinding. Boy, It was intense riding, okay? Past 2.5 hours. I'm like, wow. Because I haven't written anything for like a week almost. So that's why I wrote a lot today to compensate for that. And it went very well. So, yeah. Well, let's take 5 minutes. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. So yeah, during my breaks, lunch break, like of course I ran and did some pull-ups in the park in this town. Wonderful park, wonderful town, wonderful pull-up bars. So when I was driving to my like Walmart, because my lunch break is like that, okay. When I have time, do my lunch breaks, I go to Walmart, buy my lunch like sandwich, soup, chicken wings, sometimes, and shop things like today I bought a pair of running shoes. Okay, it's like $11. I love Walmart. Okay, I cannot do anything. What can I do without Walmart? All right. So and so when I was driving back and forth from Walmart and parks during my lunch hour, because it's small town, so it's very close by. Okay, so like I was listening to this wonderful AM radio political conservative talk shows. One was ran by two guys, and they are hilarious. It's national level political talk show. I don't recall their names. It's what and what show. Two guys. Those guys are hilarious. Okay, and if you have lived in America long enough, by just listening to their voices, their accent, their voices, tonality, you can kind of tell what race that person is, right? Yeah, they are beautiful voices. Okay, African Americans, Caucasian Americans, Middle Eastern Americans, Indian Americans. Okay, I have lived in America I'm 42, so like 24 years, 23 years. Okay, so I can tell by now if I'm listening to a voice, or male or female, if by just listening to their voices, I can tell the race of that person in radio. Okay. So the two guys, they're hilarious. I think they're Caucasian guys. Okay, so because I can kind of tell, right? Yeah, Mr. Ben Shapiro, he's a Jewish American, right? I listened to his show too. So, and Mr. Ben Shapiro, he was quoting President-elect Biden's this speech, like unification of this all these different ideological groups, racial groups, right? And Mr. Ben Shapiro, when he quoted Mr. Biden's speech, he mentioned Asian American. Asian American, okay. So I'm like, okay, so then I was, because Mr. Ben Shapiro kind of regarded Asian Americans as liberals. Okay, so I mean, I'm Asian American, I'm not liberal, I'm conservative. So then I asked myself, are Asian Americans more liberal or more conservative in general? Just I give you 1 or 2 or 3 minutes to think about that, okay? If you want to. Okay? Let me do some social media. So I mean, Asians. I mean, when you see homeless people, you don't see Asian homeless people. Typically, you don't, right? Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean by Asians is like Chinese, Taiwanese, Koreans, Japanese, Far East Asia. That's what I mean. Okay, I cannot speak for Southeast Asia, like Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, because I'm not from there. Okay, but when you see homeless people, you don't really typically see Asian homeless people, right? I haven't. I mean, when I was in Asia, Korea, South Korea, yeah, there were some homeless people, but very few, not as common, not nearly as common as in America. Yeah. No, different culture. Okay, so different welfare system too. So typically Asians are very diligent people. They are hardworking, also hard studying. And Asians in America, they do very well in school, right? Yeah, they study hard, they work hard. They're Asian geeks and nerds, right? Yeah, we are known for good at mathematics and science. That's Asian stereotype, right? We're kind of socially awkward, okay, but not quite autistic. We just study very hard, okay? Very focused, career oriented. That's typical Asian Americans, okay? So they make decent money, they get good jobs after they graduate from schools. That's typical Asians. And they are very business savvy too, like laundry, facility, you older restaurants, barber shops. Okay, they're mostly Asians, right? Like Asian Oriental cuisine, laundromat, barber shops, right? Or nail salon. Mostly they are owned by Asians. They're very business savvy. And you go to universities, all these PhDs, okay, professors, you see a lot of Asians there too. Okay. So Asians don't need that kind of liberalistic, this income equality, upping, raising the minimum wage level, social welfare, Medicare for all. Asian Americans don't quite need those things. Why? Because they make enough money themselves. So my guess is that Asian Americans might be more conservative than liberalistic. That would be my guess. I have seen some Asian associations and groups, activist groups, that's more liberal leaning. I've seen that. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay, so yeah, we talked about Asian Americans. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, and then I mean, do you really wanna see me talking about Asian Americans? Sure, I can tell you some more about Asian Americans. As an Asian American. Okay, sure, sure. I mean, there are many different kinds of Asian Americans. We have South Asian Americans like Indians, okay, and people from Vietnam, Laos, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, right? I cannot speak for them because I'm not from there, okay? I'm from Korea, okay? I was born in America, but I grew up in Korea, okay? So China, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, that's something I can speak for, right? Because we share the Far Eastern common Asian culture, Far Eastern Asian culture. That's China, Taiwan, Korea, Japan. I can speak for that, right? But when it comes to South Asia or Southeast Asia, I cannot speak for them because I don't know too much about their culture because I'm not from there. Okay, although I have many friends from there. Okay, okay. Also, Pacific Islanders like Samoa, Guam, Hawaii, Pap. I cannot speak for them either, although I have many friends from there. Okay, because I'm not from there. I don't know too much about their culture. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm in Alaska, and I have many friends. I mean, in Alaska, we have a lot of people from Russia, Ukraine. Okay, they're fantastic people. Okay, so and yeah, we have in Alaska we have radio channels that's fully Russian speaking. Okay, maybe Ukrainian speaking, but they're very similar languages. Okay, so yeah, I'm learning Russian nowadays. Okay, in my spare time. Okay, when I'm driving car, sometimes I turn on this CD, Russian language lesson. Okay, so Asian Americans, well, they're cool. Okay, and great cooks, the Asian restaurants, huge fan. But I can tell you some interesting experience about Asian restaurants. Okay, so they are restaurant workers and they are Asians, right? And I'm a lawyer, right? So maybe sometimes they kind of feel jealousy about it. Okay, me being a lawyer and they are restaurant workers. So sometimes I feel that way because one time I went to this restaurant, Asian run. It was it's like Thai cuisine, something like that. And there are many of them, right, in Alaska. So I went to one of them in particular, and I got the worst service ever. It was long wait. Yeah, everybody waited, but people who came later than I did, they got served first. And on that particular lunch time, I was the only Asian patron there. So maybe they thought it was okay because we are all Asians, okay. I was the only Asian patron there, and they served other races first before me when they came after I did. Okay, so you guys had me wait and you serve other races in America before you serve me, whatever, okay. And then I talked to them, yeah, hey man, I gotta get back to work, okay, so okay, and you've been seeing me waiting here. I gotta get back to work, so can you just bring my food so that I can eat and pay and get back to work? And so I didn't say that those exact words, but that was my attitude. Okay, so I waited enough. Okay, you guys serving people who came after I did. Come on. So I finally they served me some noodles, whatever that I ordered, and it was good, but no napkins and no water. Because I'm a runner, yeah, I always bring my bottle of water. Okay, so no problem. Okay, and then so I sat on a table that's dirty. The table wasn't even wiped out. Yeah, COVID-19, whatever. Okay, they are running short on employees, whatever. Okay, so yeah, they were extremely busy because they make very good food. Kind of Vietnamese Thai food, kind of halfway in between. Okay, so they make fantastic food. So there are a lot of patrons. They're busy. They are understaffed. I get it. Okay, but no napkins, no water. Yeah, I have my water bottle, so no problem there. But table not wiped. Horrible service. Okay, I remember that. Okay, but I understand. Okay, but yeah. So for some other Asian restaurants, I have better experience. Okay, so, I don't know. Give me one second. It's a social messaging. Okay. So, how about Korean Americans? Well, when I was back in Madison, Wisconsin, when I first came back to America, I mean, not first came back because in my late teens I traveled to America, like Los Angeles, New York, all right. But when I actually came to back to America to live here, not as a travel tourist, all right. Yeah, it was in Madison, Wisconsin. I went to Korean American church. It was great church, great pastors, and great colleagues, mostly like students in PhD level, master's level, or English as second language, college level, or college level. Okay. Yeah, it's great church, great Korean friends, Korean American friends. Okay. They taught me how to drive so that I can get American driving license. Many of them. Why? Because it took me so long to learn how to drive. Okay, why? My first car was geo tracker. It was stick shift. I failed driving test like 3 times, maybe 4 times. Okay, so eventually some good Korean American friends of mine let me borrow his automatic shift car, and I passed. Okay, so it took me a long time. Okay, there was Madison, Wisconsin back in the days, like year 1998, 1999, something like that. Okay, so he wants to get social messaging. Okay, okay, so yeah, I have my Korean American friends. They're like my brothers and sisters, my parental figures. Okay, I got a lot of help when I first came back to America from Korea. Kind of transitionary period. Yeah, Korean churches, right? They really helped me out. Okay, so I'm eternally grateful. Okay, and in those churches, Korean American churches in Madison, Wisconsin, I also was a Sunday school teacher too. Okay, so yeah, yeah, they helped me out. Okay, so mhm. Yeah, Korean American communities, they're great. In this town, okay, in the valley, in Alaska, yeah, I've been to some Korean churches. And in this town, we have some Korean restaurants too. I've been there as well. Yeah. So yeah, I still have Korean American friends. They're very hardworking and they're great people. Right. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, they're amazing. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's take 5 minutes break. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay, so we'll wrap it up real soon. Okay, so yeah, this interesting restaurant experience. Okay, well, it wasn't the worst service I experienced in America. Okay, back in the days when I was in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, yeah, I went to a restaurant. It was Caucasian restaurant. I'm not gonna tell you what name that is. A Caucasian American restaurant. I was denied the service, not because of my race, but because of my religious belief. Okay, because I went there with my friends. Okay, then I was talking about some doomsday scenario, whatever. Some I was like 20 years old, something like that. So I had some strange ideas about Christianity, doomsday scenario, whatever, conspiracy theory, whatever. Okay, so they didn't like what I was talking. Okay, so they wanted me out of there, so they denied me service. Yeah, that was the worst. But these Asian restaurants in Alaska somewhere, okay, it was the second worst. Okay, why? So they brought me the noodles that I ordered. No chopsticks, no nothing, no spoon, no fork. Okay, so how do I eat this noodle? With my fingers? Huh? I looked at other tables with other patrons. I was the only Asian patron there, and it was Asian run restaurant. Okay. And they got their chopsticks, they got their spoon and fork, whatnot. I was the only one who didn't get served with chopsticks, knife. No knife necessary, but chopsticks, fork, spoon, no nothing. So I had to go walk over to another table to grab these unused chopsticks that some previous patrons did not use. Because most patrons in that Asian restaurant in Alaska, they are not Asians. So they don't use chopsticks. So there's some leftover unused chopsticks. I grabbed it and ate my noodle and I left. I paid and I left. No complaints, no nothing. Okay. But I don't think I'm gonna go to that restaurant anymore. Okay. I understand they're understaffed. I understand COVID-19, whatever, understaffed. Okay, but still, I don't think I'm gonna go to that restaurant anymore. Okay, so, because there are other Thai cuisine or Vietnamese cuisine with great services in this town. Okay, there are many. Okay, I to go to some other restaurant because I'm like, come on, really, seriously. Yeah. I wouldn't call it racial discrimination. They're Asians. I'm Asian. Maybe they felt jealousy about me because I'm kind of. I mean, they can tell I make. Plus, I don't think I make more money than they do. Okay, but yeah, they can tell I'm more educated. Okay, probably they don't know I'm a lawyer. So I never told them. Okay, but they can tell I'm educated. Okay, I got some desk job, right? So maybe they feel jealous because they are Asians. I'm Asians. They're Asian Americans. I'm Asian American. But I'm more educated. I have desk job. Okay. But I don't think I'm making more money than they do. That I don't know. All right. Yes, this Asian jealousy about each other. Okay. It could have been that, or I don't know. All right. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I've been to that restaurant before. Okay. Maybe it was just I'm kind of over analyzing things. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it was just they were busy. Maybe they just felt I'm kind of their brother, so they don't have to be too careful because we are fellow Asians. Maybe they were more sloppy when they served me. Maybe it was that, or I don't know. Okay, but I'm just sharing the story with you. Maybe I go back there again. Once COVID-19 is over, maybe they hire more people. And I did tell them. My advice to you guys, hire more employees. You're making enough money. You're busy. Hire some more employees, man. Come on. I did say something like that, okay? Yeah, I mean, I have some third country mentality in me too. Okay. Yeah, I check my flyer to make sure it's not open, right? Yeah, I make sure it's zipped up, and sometimes I do that in public, so maybe I shouldn't. Okay. So yeah, I have some third world country mentality in me too. Okay. So maybe I lack some etiquette, right? Yeah. How do I wash my hands after I'm done eating in a restaurant? Okay, this glass of water. Okay, I wash it there on my hands and then wipe it off with some napkins. Third world mentality. Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, yeah, I have that in me too. Okay, but when it comes to Asian restaurants, they should stop just thinking about making money. They should hire more people to enhance the quality of service. Okay, uh, whatever. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Okay, so it's been quite a long day. So, yeah, I keep watching that Christmas Vacation movie, the other half. Yeah, I cook my dinner. What's in the dinner menu? Well, in the morning, I cooked this. Do you remember, like about a month ago, I cooked where I washed vegetables. I bought vegetables and cold turkey. I put in the bathtub after I washed my bathtub. Okay, plain water is principle of this diffusion. Okay. Yeah, it's clean bathtub, okay, in my bathroom. Yeah, I washed my vegetables there, eggplants, Napa cabbage, leeks, which is gigantic green onion, okay. What else? Turnips. And yeah, melting the cold turkey, the hot bathtub, okay, so. Yeah, some of them is still in my fridge, okay, in plastic container, okay. So this morning I did microwave it, but I was kind of running late. Okay, so I ate just a little bit, then I have to get back to work tomorrow, this morning. Okay, so and then it's in the fridge. So when it cools down, there's this fatty content on the surface, coagulated, right? I have to skim them off to the trash can and then microwave it, and then that's in the dinner menu. Yeah. So when I came back from work today, Tuesday, yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah, so yeah, I grabbed some mailery from my mailbox, which is like 5 miles away from here. Why? Because it's very sparsely populated area, kind of suburb, half country, half urban. Okay, suburb. So yeah, so they have this collective mailboxes. Okay, so yeah, I had to sort it out: junk mail versus real mail. Okay. Yeah, today's Tuesday and yesterday was Monday, my last vacation day, so I didn't go to mailbox. Okay. Yeah, I go to mailbox like once a week. Okay, so yeah. Okay, yeah, happy Veterans Day tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day tomorrow. Have a good night today. Good tonight. Okay, thank you. Bye.